Hey Melbourne listeners, this is Julian Smith and you're on the station that supports the musicians. You're with Melbourne's Inner FM 96.5.
In the studio with me I have my old friend Julian Smith.
Who definitely is condoning the use of K-pop immediately preceding his back announcement. So thank you very much, Margaret. How are you doing, doll?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I feel fine. I feel genuinely fine.
Yeah, I haven't seen you, though, with all the COVID and what have you, so...
I can't remember the last time I was in. I think it was like 2020. It was like... I did a phone-in for March of 2020.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of collective water go under our bridge, haven't we, doll?
Quite a bit.
That's cool. But kudos to you for finally getting on the K-pop bandwagon. For those that don't know, Margaret's de facto daughter, how am I framing you, Maya? What are you to Margaret?
Well, we just call her my granddaughter. She's my great niece.
Cool. Well, you are a great niece, by the way. I'm giving her K-pop finger hearts right now. Maya and I have been working on Margaret's increasing dietary intake of K-pop to near diabetic levels, and finally we're there. You get K-pop inside the first 5 minutes. I'm so stoked.
Look, you know, I have to listen to a lot of Australian bands, so I don't get time to listen to a lot of K-pop. So it's like I find a band, I listen to all their stuff and go, yep, I like them, but
Well, by de facto, if you're playing Stray Kids as you did just now, you've got at least 2 full Australian members in there in terms of Felix and Bangtan.
Yes.
Kamsahamnida.
Yes, my 2 guys, yeah.
Well, you're limiting yourself to 2 K-pop
No.
guys.
No, just the 2 Aussie guys. They're just the 2 Aussie guys in it.
No implied racism here at all.
No.
I don't want to put any...
But that's how I get away with playing them as an Aussie band. It's a grey area.
Yeah, we're all a grey area, hun. All of our areas are now grey.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Move it on. I'm going to play another song because...
Is it K-pop?
No, it's
Why?
not. It's Free and Wishing Well. A bit of David Bowie there on Diamond Dogs. And how are you going, Julian?
I'm doing super good. Hey, have you seen Moon Age Daydream yet? The Bowie, it's essentially a fan-based biopic. You have not seen it?
I have not seen it.
I think you need to do you and your Maya a favour and go and see it on IMAX as we did. And by crikey, oofed. Exceedingly good film, really stunningly well done. Probably deserves 3 or 4 rewatches straight away. So if you're at all a Bowie fan, and me knowing you, as I do, enough, you're a Bowie girl, come on.
Well, considering I called my cat that had 2 different coloured eyes Bowie, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, safe bet.
Yeah. I was nuts about him back in the Aladdin Sane days.
What does going nuts about David Bowie look like for you back in those days, darling? Give us some description.
Well, I was very goth back in those days.
Hold the phone. Come on. You can't just dangle that out and not, provide some substance to I was pretty goth.
Yeah, and we drew lightning on our faces and wore black nail polish.
As was the style of the times.
Yeah.
Does my partial silver nail polish cut it? I mean, these are nails made for radio. I did kind of a crap job, didn't I, Maya? I'm now showing Maya my fingernails to show how much gardening I've done and that has chipped off my silver nail polish. But, there's a little Bowie inside all of us. I'm just going to leave that one there.
Yes, and his concert at the Waverley Football Ground.
I reckon you mentioned this once before, actually.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Define fantastic.
Oh, it was a great show.
Well, thanks. That was a lot of detail.
Could see Bowie. So
good.
That was a bonus because in a footy ground quite often you know, you're up in the nosebleeds and you can't see anything, but you could see him, and they'd had the screens as well, so that was a bit of a bonus because you could look at the screens and see the close-up and you could watch him. And, you know, he'd done a lot of his old songs plus new stuff, so...
Did the close-up live up to the scrutiny you were providing?
I never scrutinised David Bowie. That would be like scrutinising Mark Bolan. It just doesn't happen.
You were just in what you considered the vicinity thereof, and therefore you were pleased.
Yes, that was good.
Fangirl at heart. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Julian, you're sitting there giggling away.
I'm allowed to.
You're allowed to giggle.
You should probably turn my mic on.
Oh, yes, sorry. I should probably turn your mic on.
Hello, my name's Margaret. I've been in radio for I don't know how long. I should probably turn the microphone on. Yeah.
Well, see, also, you know, with you talking to Maya off air, I forgot about putting you back on air because you've just been gasbagging the two of you for the last half hour.
You had one job, and frankly, so did Maya and I, which was just talking all things K-pop. And thank you for playing V's Singularity. Oh, God, that voice.
Yes,
oh, my Lord.
Yes, they have good voices. There's no doubt about it.
And other things, Margaret.
Well, yeah, there's none of them that sort of grabbed my interest, unfortunately, in BTS. What?
I don't...
You don't know how to answer that.
Maya's just
I'm
said...
stumping you.
She crazy. Don't you mind?
That's because Maya's got every one of them as a bias or a bias wrecker.
Well,
but,
and we've just worked out that we're both going to be at Stray Kids concert in Melbourne next year, which we're... well, the three of us in this room are going to be...
at Stray Kids next year.
And throwing some, you know, various underwears of sorts. Be it metaphysical or otherwise.
I'm just hoping to catch a rose from Chan.
You want a rose from Chan? Are we going to put in an order?
Fine. Chan, rose to me.
If you're listening in, Chan, to Melbourne's Inner FM 96.5, and, you know, if you are listening in, and if Margaret ever has you on, bring Ban Chan with you, and just a little of Hyunjin. Just a little.
All right, behave yourselves.
I'm fine.
What have you been?
Have some water.
What have you been up to since we last spoke?
Well, firstly, congratulations on our 4-year anniversary this week. Not in this studio, in the studio that's 2 feet behind us.
Yeah.
But happy anniversary, darling.
Yes.
This is the first time I came in and you went, what the hell is this guy doing?
With your horn and...
it was my swear horn.
Yes.
Which has gone into early retirement. I was about to drop an F-bomb just then, but I didn't. You see how the training across years just gradually... it's taken 4 years for you to get on board with K-pop, and it's taken me 4 years to obliterate any expletive that leaves my dirty potty mouth. But what have I been up to? I don't know how you found COVID, and, you know, everybody's still in the process of being post-COVID and talking about it and kind of providing themselves with self-therapy or group therapy accordingly.
Didn't affect me. I just came into the radio, done my show. Actually, it did affect me in the fact that on a Tuesday and Wednesday I'd actually be here from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. So
because you picked up extra shows.
I picked up the extra
as
shows.
A result of nobody being able to come in.
Which was
whole lot more Margaret for everybody.
And I loved it. It was great.
I was well pleased too, actually. I got to hear you more often.
That was the only way COVID affected me. It didn't affect me for anything else.
Okay. Firstly, I think that's a good thing because it was such an unstable period, like a potentially unstable period, if you will, for many of us. Personally, the first thing I noticed was I was thrilled at not having any gigs. I was just so pleased to enter my little snail shell, but it wasn't for long because I ended up as one found that I'm talking about myself in like the fourth person. It's bizarre.
As one found, one was detached from the creativity that one was previously exposed to.
I ended up developing a creative idea with a really good mate of mine who is actually illegally and fully openly recording this show right now from his home in Baldwin. Thank you, Groog.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, you've got none to give, do you, dear?
No.
None. Fine.
Don't worry.
Good. What up, Groog? So Groog and I birthed an idea called Musicology For The Inept, which rapidly grew into a much, much, much larger idea than the initial tiny bedroom idea that we had, where we would do a 40, 50-minute podcast based on it, and you'll be approving of this, Maya. It was a combination of K-pop and socio-political commentary. God knows how we were matching those two, but we did a thing that trialled for a little while, and that rapidly grew into a fully funded idea, which has now grown significant legs and is a TV show in waiting. And we're in the process of vlogging it. And, in essence, Musicology For The Inept is a musical version of what you and I are doing right now. And I'm gesticulating madly at you.
Yes, which the audience can't see, but he's just waving his arms around. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't do much else, to be fair. But Musicology For The Inept is an interview show where we have people that you know and respect from Australia and overseas, and we get them on and we talk about vulnerability, and we talk about what makes them tick and why they try and keep that invisible from people. And we kind of explore the inner psyche of where they come from artistically, and then we do a couple of live songs with them, and we record this all live to camera and live to tape at Bakehouse Studios in Abbotsford, just down the road. And we make a program out of it, and it's turned into an extraordinary journey of not just their psyches, but the psyche of myself and Groog as co-hosts, and kind of how we relate to the world and how we relate to our art. And then the best thing that came out of COVID for me was putting the team together for that and having a glorious experience, a terrifying experience too, to be fair. Like some of these guests that we have on, you're going to know Paul McDermott from Doug Anthony All-Stars and Good News Week. And that was terrifying.
He would be scary,
It was terrifying because it's the guy that I've grown up with since 8, 9, going, I want to do that. And suddenly we are actually doing it, Groog and I, beside him. And that's a deeply unnerving experience because there's no net, there's no walls, there's no separation between you and the person you've had this long-term attachment to as an entertainer or an artist. And suddenly
they're there.
I was touching him. He did not like it, I must say.
Appropriately.
Oh, no, it was as much appropriate as I could, muster with my tiny, clammy fingers. But it was really challenging. Tim Rogers from UMI and many other things was also another standout. And again, terrifying and fascinating, but from an entirely different point of view. He was going through an extremely vulnerable period at the time and was having a pretty intense day when he walked into the studio. So to be able to travel through those few hours with him on camera and get him to the point where as he walks in, he's just not looking at any of the cast or crew and just trying to
focus
himself into, oh God, I'm in a crowd of people I don't know, to walking out at the end going, later, people, that was great. To be able to do that has been just stunning. I feel very lucky to have had COVID to be able to have birthed that idea, I guess. That's what I've been up to partially.
Oh, I've been following that on Instagram, as you know.
It's a little hard not to with the amount we pump out in terms of social media content. And you're welcome ahead of time. And in retrospect.
But that's good. It's good that you actually got something really How am I going to put this?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if this is going to be a backhanded compliment or whether it's going to be...
No.
You weren't doing anything before, were you, Julian?
No. Well, you were writing music and songs. And,
Still am.
Yeah, and still doing all of that.
Absolutely.
But this is an extra outlet for your music and your artistry.
Not just that. But
not just for you.
Yeah. The fact that, like, our team for MFTI, some of whom I know are listening in at the moment, and you know I love you all. And I haven't seen all of you enough.
Lying.
I am genuinely not. I'm downcasting my eyes because they're a little watery because I haven't seen everybody for a couple of months.
He's lying.
I missed them all. I'm not. How are you justifying that I'm lying? Anyway, moving on. Margaret, it's normally me in this position.
Yeah, no.
Getting told
It's
off.
good. It's good. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, enjoy it whilst it's here, darling. But putting that team together meant that 10 people were able to get to do their artistry. Normally, if it's me and I'm making my music and it's for me and it's about me and it's from me and then I go and do it live, it serves my purposes only.
Yeah.
MFTI serves at a minimum 10, 15, 20 people's artistic purposes in very different ways, but all funneled into one cohesive direction. And, you know, with hundreds of thousands of dollars behind it, I mean that weird double-edged sword of this is the perfect time to be talking about vulnerability and this is the worst time to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on another bloody show and another bloody podcast. And who are these people anyway? And why is he touching Paul McDermott weirdly? And why is Paul McDermott shying away? You know, all perfectly reasonable, but it's a weird juggle. Like, it is odd doing what we do and spending that amount of money on it and then trying to be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
But totally awesome experience, and I hope it continues.
I hope it continues too.
What do you got coming up next? You've got your I'm about to back announce or forward announce something.
Well, no, it's nearly 1 o'clock, so it's nearly time that I done a few of our sponsors.
Is that a euphemism?
No, I've time to play some of the sponsors.
I'm doing inverted commas in the air here, people. Doing the sponsors.
The sponsors. And different radio announcers shows that are coming up on 96.5.
In your FM.
I was waiting for that.
No worries.
Oh, there we go. A bit of Queen. I'm going slightly mad.
From one of my favourite Queen albums, and you didn't even know. And it's one of my favourite Queen songs. Oh, Freddie. We need you now, Freddie. Please come back. Please.
Might be a bit difficult for him. Shirley and Company, Shame, 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 John Farnham, Chain Reaction and Tina Turner, Nut Bush. Very good afternoon to John of Hawthorne, who is enjoying the program, to Dave Graham Jr., who's enjoying the music, and listening into your brilliant program. Hello to Julian from Kate Alexander.
I love you so much, Miss Kate. It has been too long. And she can hear the quiver in my voice, and I know she knows what that means. She and I spent a lot of time growing up in a very, very, very isolated community. And here we are saying hi to each other from radio to ear. Miss Kate, love you. Thank you for messaging. It's made my day.
Look, yes, it's really nice. I like it when I get messages from people and I know that there's actually people out there listening, because in radio you don't really know if anybody's listening or not.
No, like in theory you must
presume.
Yeah, well, you would presume you're just shouting into the void, and every now and then Kate Alexander pops up and goes, "What is up, youth?"
Exactly.
I'm stoked. Say hi to the fam for me, please, Kate.
All right, we've got to do a few of our sponsors because I'm way behind on those.
Aren't we all, dear?
Yes, so we'll get those done, and then we're going to go in and play your song.
Sounds fair.
Okay.
All right.
It just keeps getting better and better. All right, Julian, we're going to play your song.
Well, can I be technical on this?
You can.
Firstly, what song is it? Because I think I know what it is. Oh, it is Less.
Yeah, well, that was the one you asked me to Have we?
Thank you for removing the third wall between ourselves and the audience, Margaret.
Exactly.
Well, I was just making sure. I mean, it's always good to verify these things. But the technical point I wanted to make is it is definitely not my song.
Oh, it's not your song.
No, it's definitely not my song, but it is the song of one Peter Farnan, he of Boom Crash Opera, etc., and Pesky Bones, and more and more and more. Or in this case, less.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is a song of Pete's that he was shocked that I covered, that I'm thrilled that he was shocked at that I covered. And he wrote this mid-COVID and immediately post-COVID. And as he puts it, it's having a bob both ways and sticking it to both the hippies and the capitalist pigs of the world, and kind of just observing the world and what he assessed might have been needed post-COVID at the time. This is
okay.
Less.
This is less.
Take off your clothes. Throw out all your files. Feel the earth between your toes. Breathe a while. Welcome to Ness. Welcome to Ness. Welcome to Ness. And by fall, so does fruit. Here not for all. Under the chute, don't leave town. Slow down. The sky isn't blue. All you need is less. You've earned it. Eventually the lights come out on consultants in executive wings, slowly drawn towards the fire. Everybody sing. Welcome to Ness. Welcome to Ness. You've earned it. Less. Welcome to Ness. Welcome to Ness.
There. That's less has been played.
The box has officially been ticked.
It has been checked.
Peter Farnan says thank you for his 0.003 cent of a royalty accordingly. So you are so kind. I get nothing. But in regards to deferring all royalties to Peter Farnan, I think that is more than reasonable.
Okay. Well, yeah. If that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing.
Well, yeah, you know, it's a gentleman's agreement.
Yes. So he's a gentleman.
Oh, very much. He's non-mustachioed, but he's nonetheless bequeathed. And by a very good fortune and, what is the word I am searching for here? I've come up with ineptitude, but that's not where I was wanting to go. Serendipity. That was the one I was trying to get towards. Peter Farnan is headlining a show that I'll be supporting him at the Workers' Club in Brunswick Street, Fitzroy, on Friday, March 17, 2023. It feels very odd announcing a gig 68 months ahead of time, and yet I'm really excited to be actually on the bill with one of my musical gods, one of my forebears, whose foreluck I'm quite lucky to tug. I'm just going to let that one go through to the keeper, and I hope you do too, Margaret. I can see you staring into the middle distance of nothing.
I'm actually looking for something that's okay.
All right, so I can just rabbit on for a while whilst you're... I just want to have a little silence whilst you're clicking so that people can verify that you're using mouse. Go. So, shh.
I'm just
you talked over it.
You can't hear it because I'm not clicking on anything.
Well, do you want to click on something so that people can verify?
I can't hear it anyway.
Okay, I've been told.
And I was looking for your other song, Rainbow Connection, but I must have it here.
Oh, I can fix that problem, honey. I came prepared. There's a laptop in my bag.
Yeah, no, I don't have it on.
I can help you there. Yeah, that'll be fine. But yeah, Peter Farnan and myself and one of the Musicology For The Inept crew, whose name is Alex Marshall, who goes under one of his pseudonyms of Palliative. The three of us will be performing Friday, 17th of March, 2023, Workers Club, Brunswick Street, Fitzroy, Melbourne, Universe. Ta-da!
Well, yeah, Melbourne kind of is the centre of the universe.
It is. I wish I wasn't feeling so spoiled for options at the moment. I don't know about you, but I wasn't referring to the gig itself. Melbourne has got a thing at the moment that a few of us are sensing in our circle that feels a little too spoiled for choice post-COVID. And there seems to be like a crowd reluctance or something odd in terms of many, many musical offerings and artistic offerings. And yet, are people actually going? And is the ticket price inflated? And what is going on there? What's your take on it?
Well, I don't go out anymore to any...
Good, useful.
...concert things.
Thank you for contributing. But just to provide you with a little surety, your knees are both shot and you have had it recommended that you go to hospital for 3 months to get 2 knee reconstructions or replacements or something.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised you don't want to stand up and watch either myself or Peter Farnan or Alex Marshall of Palliative do their thing on a Friday night at the Workers Club in Fitzroy in March 2023.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it. The knees are too short to do that.
Okay, well, I'll phone it in to you, darling. It'll be a great show. I just want both your knees to miss out but to not miss out entirely. So it'll be a total, what do they call it in the showbiz? Phoning it in.
Phoning it in.
I
forgot to say hello to Jimmy as well.
What does a Jimmy do?
Jimmy is the dog.
Of Steve's?
Of Steve's, yes.
Jimmy is the Steve dog?
Yes. And he always is with Steve.
Yeah. He's a heckin' doge.
In the guitar shop and what have you, sitting out in the backyard.
Is there anything better than a guitar shop doge?
Probably not.
Yeah. Although I was just saying I was trying to bring my doggo up and security said, no, not with those shoes, love. So doggos had to return to the car.
Yeah. Oh, well. Sure.
There'll be a car full of farts and hair waiting for me. Which should please the owner of said car. No, not my car today.
Not your car today.
Not my car today, but, it'll be branded with dog scent.
Most cars are, aren't they?
Yeah. By default, if nothing else. It's either that or teenage smell, Maya.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing from the teenager in the corner of the room.
No.
But hello to my smelly, hairy teenagers. Maya was asking me how old Piper is, and Piper is all of 49. Which, given that I'm 33, is something of a feat. I think you would agree. Yeah. And hello, Toby, and hello, Geordie. And hello to the hairiest eldest, who is having a burgeoning music career at the moment. He's got a date coming up in Melbourne on November 5. You're looking at me weirdly, Maya. Is this your way of saying, hey, Julian, would I find your son hot?
No.
I am one of those fathers that would happily say,
your son is not Korean. He can't be
He's
hot.
not Korean yet. Yet. There is time for all of us, my love. Time for all of us. Even you, Bear. I know you're going to be listening at some stage. So, yeah, he's got a show coming up on November 5, and I'm just going to try and find where that is, but I'll find that in a minute, shan't I?
Yes, you shall.
Because you're giving me the look. Na, as Per Kessel would say.
We're not going to fit the rainbow connection in, Julian.
That's all right. We'll fit what we can of a rainbow inside of us.
We'll fit some of it in.
Thank you for having me, darling. It's been really good seeing you. Happy 4-year anniversary of our radio experience.
Yeah, it has been lovely having you on the show too. We'll
have me back in March.
More often.
Have me back in March.
I'll have you back in March.
Have me wherever, my love.
You'd be lucky.
Fact.
Here we go.
See you soon.
Going out with the Rainbow Connection.
What up, Melbourne?
From The Inept.
There's so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side.
'Cause rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide.
So we've been told, and some choose to believe it, but I know they're wrong. Wait and see.
'Cause someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. And who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning sun?
Somebody thought of it, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far.